Hello everyone, my name is Catalina Soto. My research topic is the impact of censored cultures and literature has on society. All the books that we read through this semester, some of them we got to pick, some of them we had group or solo projects, and starting us off is The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, a novel written by Sherman Alexie. This book is about a boy who grows up on a reservation, Indian reservation, and kind of finds out like, oh, your dreams won't come true. All of your hopes, you have none because you live on this reservation. You're just here to do absolutely nothing, be nothing in life. Well, one of his teachers pushed him to do more because he saw the brightness inside of him. And this boy then goes on to a white only kind of school, charter school, private school, off the reservation, thus making his dad, travel further, spend more money on gas, and which leads to more conflict because it was a 14-mile away school, so it just had conflicts within the family, and especially because this kid was also Indian, darker than the white kid at his new school. He had like social issues there as well. Going off the conflict, at the beginning of the book, one of the quotes was talking about how a white dentist thought that Indians didn't have as had a higher pain tolerance than white people, so they gave them half the drugs for operation, which is totally out of context because it's like all Indians, all people, everybody has the same body anatomy, and the only thing different about all of us is the skin color. So it's really ignorant for people to believe that just because you're a different skin color means you have different effects on drugs than other people. And again, on ignorancy, I just believe that cultures and literature is really important. So, it breaks the barrier of people being ignorant towards other things that they don't know anything about. And it allows people to, get educated and get familiar with other cultures besides themselves. And I think, books are really important to do that instead of, some people are shy, so they don't want to have conversations. Some people read books all the time, articles all the time online. So just having like stuff like this available is really important. So our next book that we're going to be talking about is 13 Reasons Why, written by Jennifer Niven. And the reason why I chose this wasn't solely on the suicide topic. Yes, suicide, that's mainly what the book is about. But I wanted to kind of go over like the rape culture involved, going along with my culture theme. Just because, so 13 Reasons Why is about a girl who did commit suicide, and she has 13 tapes talking about the people involved who led her to do that suicide, and kind of going with like the rape culture. There was other incidences inside the book that I felt like not that many people are aware of, and when it's censored in literature, they're not exposed to it, and it just adds on to why censored books are horrible to people's like development. And sorry, one of the quotes that I chose for that was, no one knows for certain how much impact they have on the lives of other people. Oftentimes we have no clue. So in her case, all 13 people had this impact on her, and they had no clue, and it was just like, this what led for her to act out, for her to commit suicide. And it's just really important as a society that we should know how we're acting towards other people. And going along with the rape culture, it's just like there was a raping incident inside the book. And I don't think she said anything. She just knew who the person was. And it just kind of, she took it internally. And I thought it was very heavy for her to go through that. Even though it wasn't her, she still had like incidences when people would talk about her like appearance, or they would touch her, and or they would spread rumors. So not necessarily she got raped, but she was exposed to other forms of rape, which I think just all, and abuse and harassment, which all follow under, like they all fall under rape culture. So like that's why I put that there. Yeah, so for 13 Reasons Why, I kind of explained it is when a book is censored in people's lives, no one gets to experience that story or learn from the content inside. And it just makes sense. Like you're blocking people from learning from other people. Like I said about the part time Indian, it just, you're being very ignorant towards that kind of topics, and it just makes you question why these certain cultures are censored in our society. All right, our third book, which was a group project, but I did do it alone because no one was in my group, was A Lesson Before Dying by Everest J. Gaines. This was about a man wrongfully convicted who was in jail, but his friends outside kept wanting to visit, going through stuff internally. Towards the end of the book, this man did get executed by the electric chair, and it was, the whole point of the story was about dignity and racism and just how people were treated. And it's like, treat people how you want to be treated, um, stuff like that. Oh yeah, so one of the quotes that I picked was, "What justice would there be to take this life? Justice, gentlemen, why would I just as soon put a hog in the electric chair at this?" And that just meant to everyone, this man is a hog. He associated animals with black men. Just shows like how uncultured people are, so, and how racist people can be in literature. So going back to like the topic of 13 reasons why, of why are certain cultures censored, because it makes you want people to be exposed to this so they can learn from it. So it makes no sense why it wouldn't be available to all. Which was our solo project, was called Mexican White Boy by Matt de la Pena. This book was about a 16-year-old boy who was half Mexican and half white, who did primarily go to a white only school, which that's why he felt left out. And then he started living with his cousins to kind of get introduced to Hispanic culture, to feel more like his dad, because his dad did leave to Mexico because he didn't feel Mexican enough. Well, that was the assumption. Well, this boy starts to like learn who he is more, find out like what he likes to do. Turns out his dad did go to jail. He connects more with his cousins. And in the end, he learns like it's better to be yourself rather than to live up to your father or your mother's expectations. I picked the quote, "Nobody paid him any attention anyways because he was Mexican. He roamed the school halls with his head down like a ghost." And honestly, many kids who are half of what their ethnicities are feel like this. They don't feel like they fit in anywhere, and it's a common struggle. like, especially with me, I don't speak Spanish. So if I were to go to Mexico, which I do occasionally, they'll talk to me in Spanish. I don't know anything that what they're saying. So it's very awkward in my case. I mean, I don't feel excluded, but I can definitely feel the judgment sometimes. Um, and it's really important, like I said, that people understand this, that people learn that maybe not they won't get it on the same level, but at least their understanding of people go through this, and this is what my friend or my cousin or whatever, my boss, is going through. So, they won't give them that hard of a time if they're not understanding. Because I feel like, personally, the main reason why people fight with each other is because they don't understand. And if books are censored and information, education like this is censored, it's gonna negatively affect our society. We're not gonna be able to develop as fast as we were in the past. And honestly, personally, I think that we were developing pretty slow. So, as a society, if we get more educated, um, more understanding, more accepting, that we'd advance so much faster. There would be less confusion and less stress overall with all the cultural cultures in our country. Includes my presentation, and then the explanation is all in the document. Peace out.